Good morning, Academy 55, Pinch Punch first of the month and all that. It's David Cohen here on Friday, the 1st of August. It's 4 minutes to 4 minutes to 9 in the morning here in the UK, looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame following the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. Well, in another, let's just drag this over, in another 4 minutes, we have high impact news. This one here, this could make the markets move. So we'll be a bit wary about that. Between 9 and 10 actually is a bit of a, yeah, we'll have to fly about a seat or a pounds sort of thing and see what happens. But that could be interesting in another 3 minutes time. We are in a buy zone territory, sell zone territory. So we are effectively taking the next buy because we were in, that's a previous buy zone. I just marked up, and there's a new buy zone, but we are in buy zone territory, sell zone being up there. But like I say, I expect the market to move in another couple of minutes, but whether it will continue down, I don't know. We have no restrictions on trading, so the markets will move, I think. So we're going to make sure we've got our risk to reward in purple, our lockout in purple, our all important 1% risk to reward. And I'm going to put the 2.2 pips minimum. And the next alert is a buy alert. So I'm going to be prepared for that. And see what happens in another 2 minutes. 1.5 minutes, actually. And I am prepared to react off this high impact news. There is no restrictions on FTMO for taking a trade. Sometimes there is. Today being non-farm payroll data, 1:30 this afternoon, could be very interesting. Pips could move 50, 60, 70, even 100 pips. So generally there won't be much usually going on between then, but we have high impact news at the moment. So this is our chance to make the markets move on a Friday morning. Whether it moves in our favor or not, we will see in another 20 seconds. I'm waiting for green for a buy because the last one was a sell alert. So we will see. Is it good news for at 9 o'clock? We'll see. Which is now actually. So might be a bit of a delay. I was hoping for a bit more of a, might be a bit of a delay in the news. But that's why EUR USD is picked really, because it doesn't really, like if you ever trade the US 100, when it goes, it goes. EUR USD doesn't normally act like that. And that's why EUR USD was picked, because of its smooth action, even in times when there might be a bit of news. Oh, But we are in buy zone territory. And we're here ready to take a buy if one does present itself. But we got all red at the moment. So price has to be above the purple line, I would suggest, for it to be a buy. But we will see. We're here ready. Nice to see all those on my YouTube channel and also here in Academy 55. On the YouTube channel, you get a longer delay between if I actually press a button. But the members of Academy 55 are essentially in the same webinar room as me, so it's more instant. But as a reminder, all trades are for educational purposes only. Look at that, indecision, indecision. Look at that. These are called dojis. So they're decided, they're disseminating the news. And if it's good news, it'll go whoop. If it's bad news, it'll go whoosh. Simple as that. Maybe not like that, but a few pips either way, maybe. Let's not get carried away. We don't know. But we're here ready to take the next buy just in case. We can only operate on a buy because that's the next alert. If you were on last night, you saw me take 4 paper trades that worked out very well for the Academy 55 strategy. But this is the first of the month now. So although we got it logged down in a journal, so we can go back and look, today we start afresh. And we revisit all the parts of the strategy that we hold dear. That is to save our equity and not be reckless. I picked the time today, 9 o'clock, because we had Swiss news at 8:30 and I thought the markets would be quite quite dramatically. And looking at the sheet, you would have thought 9 o'clock, it would have moved quite dramatically, but no, that was not the case. So they're not really deciding whether it's good or bad news at the moment. As you can see, we've had since the news, not a lot at all has gone on. Can't really work out whether it's good news or bad news, I guess. But we are certainly in buy zone territory, so I wouldn't be taking it. Well, I can take a sell because we had the sell alert. Let's go back on there. I had the sell alert there, so I can't activate if this goes lower. But this is the sort of scenario we're looking at. Price, I'd like price to go above the purple line. That would give me a 4.2 stop loss. And a 2 2 to 1 is there. I'd like it to go, just in case we have this scenario here where it bounced off the purple line and back down again. So one could think it could do the same again. So I wouldn't be wanting to take a buy there, just in case it goes there and then comes back down again. So I'd want to give myself the confidence it's broken this purple line. But having said that, we're getting bad news now. Obviously, they're thinking it's a bit more not so good news for the EUR because it is dropping a bit. But it is what it is. And we got another buy zone down here. So I think really it's let's go on the 4-hourly. Take the indicators off. Let's go on the 4-hourly. Let's go on a line chart. See where the lowest have been. There we go. That's previous trade where I broke even. Let's get rid of that. We've got imbalance up here, but that's too far away. I'm not going to mark that up. But as you can see down here, we've got the lowest it's been for a while, so it might be significant to mark that up. I'm going to put a horizontal line there. I mean, we might get what's called a double bottom, where it might come down to there and then build up again, maybe. So let's go to the hourly and put the line chart on and see if we got any recent significant lines. This line here is significant. Because it's been support here and resistance here, resistance there. So that line is significant. And also where we are right now actually is and that's more or less where we are right now. Resist, resist. So we put our candles back on, we go down to the minute, and we know where we are. See how it respected that line that we drew? Put the indicators back on. And also this line here as well. It's a little bit out. Because of non-farm payroll at 1:30 this afternoon. Again, I'll show you guys that. Bring non-farm payroll. There we go. At 1:30 this afternoon. This one could potentially make the market move 50, 60, 70, 100 pips. And because of that, just before that, I'm not expecting the market to move too much because why would you want to invest money into something that you don't know which way it's going to go. So people are going to keep their hand on their wallet until they are a little bit more clear of which way it's going to go. We've got another 31 days in which to achieve my monthly target, something that I've been doing successfully now since February, using this exact same strategy since February 2024. So for me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And having such a low monthly target to go for, there's no pressure to trade whatsoever. There should never be any pressure to trade, even if you had a high monthly target that you want to achieve. You should never bow down to a feeling pressure in your trading. You only trade what the market gives you, and you only trade what you see. But so this is the way it works. We've got a sell alert, buy alert, sell alert, buy alert, sell alert. So the next one is a buy alert. So we have to wait and see if that actually happens. We know we're in the buy zone. There's the old buy zone. I think I'll remove that now. It's not significant. There's a new buy zone. Is there lots of buy orders there? The price is willing to come down and take before carrying up again? I hope not. Is it rebounding off that line and going back up? I hope so. But all in all, got to wait it out. Now I can go back to 2.2 pips now. And maybe a price gets to there, consider putting my stop loss to my entry, maybe, maybe not, depending on how it plays out. 2% is there just in case because it's been bouncing off that line. Depends on how much volume comes into the market at the time that we are actually trading. There might be a lot more mark. And bearing in mind, of course, also using my FX book to great extent today, because not only also I do believe we got more news at 10 o'clock. So high impact news again at 10 o'clock. So another 45 minutes time. Makes for interesting trading, doesn't it? If indeed we do get a trade. Now it's bouncing off that line again, look. And indeed, if we do get a buy, I want to get the minimum and get in and out as quickly as it would allow me to do, because we are, there's high impact news around us. Once again, make sure you got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, the all important 1%. Don't dare to trade any more than 1%, even less if you want to. But 1% is the advice. Nice to see so many people on this morning. Good morning. I live in the southwest of the UK, Cornwall. Very busy here at the moment with all the holidaymakers, and it's looking a bit dull today where I am. And indeed, we had rain yesterday, but the forecast is getting better for next week. But we're not here for a weather report, are we? So, yeah, there we go. Been rebounding off that line again. Where are those parabolic stars gone? They must be covered by those the waves, I guess. Let's see if we can. Ah, right. Okay. Oh, right. We've had a flip. So moving back to the MT4, keeping 2.2 pips away. And this is where price is right now. That's where I want my stop loss. Waiting for everything to go green. We've got our, everything's red at the moment. But if it carries on up, we've got to start out with green volume ribbon. This is an imbalanced candle. No buying power this side, no buying power that side. It's just tapped into that. And then it might just equalize that and then carry on up again. Maybe. This is how it works. Sometimes, not all the time. That's it. The market is fluid. Nothing's ever written in stone. Because if it was, we'd all be millionaires and they wouldn't be able to make any money out of us. Because who knows who in the world is going to invest millions of pounds at any given time? You just don't know. So it can't be predictable. It just can't be. It's not possible. I'd love to play you the video of Steve, where you can find the information in the Academy 55 back office. But at this moment, I'm not doing that because, as you can appreciate, we're very close to maybe having a buy alert produced if this continues on up, because we've got imbalances here. The wave has just started to turn green. So incidentally, if anybody's got any questions on, if you're watching me on YouTube or you're in the room with me, the Cafe 55 members, write them in chat and I'll get to see them during this session together. And if I can answer them, I certainly will. But as you can see, we have gone into consolidation, maybe because of news at 10 o'clock. We're just hanging around here. Is the high impact news for the euro at 10 o'clock? Is it going to be good news for the euro, bad news for the euro? So they'll hang around just to be careful. And then at 10 o'clock, they'll have the news and then they'll work out whether it is good or bad news for the euro. That may be a scenario why we're seeing this. But also another scenario is they're picking up orders, buy and sell orders. And obviously if they get enough sell orders, down we go. And unfortunately, if they do that, we can't act on that because we've already had a sell alert. If they pick up enough buy orders, then we can activate on the buy. So we're hopefully we've got a green trend line, green wave. This is where I want my stop loss to be. Just there, we've got buy alert. I'm in the trade. Green trend, green wave, buy alert, in the trade. So hopefully we'll get enough volume. Bit concerned about bouncing or breaking off that. But at the end of the day, going to so indeed that's where I did get in. that's about right. Takes my 2% to just over that line now. Because indeed I am 2.7 pips away. Ideally, I wanted to be 2.2. And that, I know it sounds minimal, but that could make a difference. But, you know, a 1% loss is a 1% loss, no big deal. So I'm going to take the indicators off, go on to the 5-minute time frame. We may have a little bit of imbalance on that portion of the candle, but we got the this line here. But we've also got imbalance down here as well, which is a bit of a concern. But because we waited for price to go into, we had a previous buy zone there. We took the next buy. We know we got a 75% chance of the price of our trade actually working. A 1% loss is no big deal. But we have barriers. We got one there. We go back to there. We got one there. And we also know in another 32 minutes, we've got high impact news. And because we got news at 10 o'clock, this may not go up as quick as we want. Well, I can't, shouldn't say that. Like everybody else, I don't know. But we're expecting, we're not expecting nothing. I'll put it on trading view because it's a lot easier for me to manipulate trading view. It's exactly the same. Stop loss there where the red wave met the green trend, green volume ribbon, buy alert. This is where we got in. 2-to-1. Oh, that's a bit better. Ah, right. 2% is on the line that it respects because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, several touches over there on that line. That's why it's there. So we might just be on that line now. So if I get close to my 2%, I might take that out manually rather than risk it not because of commission not breaking it, and it might come back down again. So when we're near enough, well, if we're near enough to that area there, I could be looking to take that out manually because of the fear of that was support. Now that could be resistance. Could be. I mean, being a cautious fellow that I am, we will see. If I can do this. I haven't done this for a while. There we are. We can sort of. Oh, sorry. There we go. That's the MT4 version, and that is our trading view version. Obviously, this is where the trade is, and this is the our version here. But we've gone sideways now, as you can see. And also, because of the news at 10 o'clock, if we were in a scenario, if we were up around here, let's say, um, I'm I would either consider putting my stop loss to my entry, or maybe even take out the trade. If it's over 1%, I would maybe consider doing that if we get that far. I think I should have come in from that end. What am I doing? No. Oh, that's better. Oops. Right. And if we have a 1% loss, so be it. No big deal. And so you keep on saying, it's all looking very quiet at the moment. Perhaps they are waiting for the news at 10 o'clock. So I don't, it looks very unlikely that we're going to get our 2% before 10 o'clock anyway, the way it's going. But one never knows. Because we have imbalance on this portion of the candle here. No selling power here. No selling power that side. So we got that to sort of there's a reason for price to get down. Would it go down to there and then come back up again? If it thinks the longer term is good news for the euro, but I guess they're going to wait till 10 o'clock to just confirm that point, maybe. These are all little scenarios running in my head, and but it doesn't make a hill of beans, mod. It is what it is. not a very good time to trade because of the conditions of 10 o'clock high impact news. Also, we're seeing a lot of consolidation. So it's not the ideal time to trade. But we took a chance and traded, and now we're yeah, we're 1% loss for it. If a sell did appear now, I would definitely not take the sell because we know we're in buy zone territory and we know news is 10 o'clock. Unfortunately, take it on the chin. It's the 1st of August. So not the way I wanted to start the new month, but it is what it is. So what I do with that now is I see that sell, I wouldn't be taking that sell because we know there's buy zones there down there. And we got the news at 10 o'clock. It's all a bit difficult, really, isn't it? Well, we proved that by what's just happened. So I copy the link and then I bring up my journal. Incidentally, all Academy 55 members do get this and they can make it their own. Got a brand new August 25th. There's the date, today's date. So I post the screenshot in there. The pair was EUR USD. Time was 9 till 10. That's when I was trading. The type was a buy. The result was lost. So comments. I could write in the conditions, what I felt of the trade. Price stalled as news is imminent. I don't know whether I spelled that right, but that's only for me anyway. So so -1%, unfortunately. That automatically goes in red. So like I say, not a good start, but my monthly percentage target, my personal one is 10%. And most months I achieve that. So it's not a big deal whatsoever. So unfortunately, that's where we are at the moment. Not a good start to the month, but hell, we've got plenty of time. So any questions, please write them in chat. I'll give you a couple of minutes. And then I'll see you guys next week. Have yourselves a great weekend. And thanks very much for your time today. Do appreciate it. And speak to you soon. Cheers for now. Bye.